Okay, so we're on page 16 of your algebra book. We're going to do highlighted problems. If you want to take a second and highlight these problems, these are the ones we're going to work through right now. Okay, let's get started with the first one on row 1. Okay, so I'm going to do that first, starting with my dividing wall here. I want to get this m all alone. The way I'm going to get that m all alone is by moving everything away from the m first. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides and get m divided by 3 equals 8 minus 6 is 2. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 to make those 3's an invisible 1. So I have m equals 2 times 3 is 6. And that is your answer. Next one, last problem, second row. First, I'm going to draw my dividing wall. Oops. Then I'm going to put an invisible 1 in front of that y. Now I see that I have these y's that I need to combine. They're like terms, so I have 1y plus 1/2 y is 1 and 1/2 y plus 2 equals 4. Got to get that y all alone, but the first thing I have to move is that 2. So instead of adding 2, I'm subtracting 2 from both sides. So I have 1 and 1/2 y equals 4 minus 2 is 2. Now I'm going to divide by 1 and 1/2 on both sides. And I will have y equals, and so 2 divided by 1 and 1/2. Now to get this mixed number, this 1 and 1/2, don't forget you have to do second n over d, and you'll end up with the 3 boxes that look like that. So I'll give you a second to plug that into your calculator. And you should get 4 over 3. Okay, next one is first one right there next to number 3. This one looks a little different. Put our dividing wall up. Add an invisible 1 in front of that r. I have to move everything to the left now, so I have to subtract that 1r. So 2r minus 1r is 1r equals 12. And that 1r can totally become an invisible r, and we can just write r equals 12. And look, we already solved it. Very simple. Row 4, we're going to do the last one. So we have some like terms on both sides. We have the yellow x's, and we have the green numbers. And draw my dividing wall. I'm going to choose to start by moving my x's. Make sure everything's on the left for x's. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And I'll have 4.5 minus 3x is 1.5x minus 1.5. The x's on the right, they canceled out, so that equals 4.5. Now I have to move my greens. So I do that by adding 1.5 to both sides. So on the left I have 1.5x equals, so 4.5 minus 1.5 is 3. And I'm going to divide by 1.5 on both sides. So 3 divided by 1.5. So x equals 2. Very good. And the last one, we're just going to do the whole row because this has to do with distributing. Just want lots of practice. I'm going to draw my visible on my barrier wall. I have to distribute this 3 to everything inside those parentheses, because remember, parentheses mean multiply. I'll put an invisible 1 in front of that x. So 3 times 1x is 3x. And 3 times negative 7 is minus 21. Equals x. I've got to get my x's all to one side. So that means I got to move that 3x to the left. So I'm going to subtract 3x. Okay. So I have negative 21 equals 1x minus 3x is negative 2x. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. X equals negative 21 divided by negative 2 is 10.5. Positive. Don't drop your signs there. Okay, next one. Same thing. Invisible wall up. got to distribute the 6 to everything inside those parentheses. So 6 times 1y is 6y, and 6 times 2 is 12, and then equals 3y plus 39. So I have my yellow y's that need to be combined, and I have my green numbers that need to be combined. I'm going to choose to start with my y's, move everything to the right. So I'm going to subtract 3y from both sides. 6y minus 3y is 3y plus 12 equals, the y's on the right, they just cancel out, 39. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides because I got to get my 3y alone. So I'll end up with 3y equals 27. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So y equals 9. Very good. And last one. Remember, these are double distributions. So I'm going to put an invisible 1 in front of those w's. Distribute 6 times everything on the inside there. So 6 times 1w is 6w, and 6 times negative, oh goodness, I made a mess. Let's start over. 6 times 1w is 6w, and 6 times negative 1 is minus 6. Bring our equals, distribute this 3 to everything on the inside. So 3 times 1w is 3w, and 3 times 9 is 9. I'm going to choose to move these green w's first. I'm going to do that by subtracting 3w from both sides. Okay, so 6w minus 3w is 3w minus 6 equals 9. I got to move these numbers, so I'm going to add 6, opposite of subtracting. So the left hand side they cancel out. I have 3w equals 9 plus 6, which is 15. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And I'll have w equals 5. And there you go.